Hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday. I just wanted to do a video today saying with all the fabulous stuff that's going on in the United States of America today. Hands off rally. I'm there with you in spirit. Can't be there in person. Wish I could. I didn't think they'd turn me back at the border by looking at my phone, as it's been done before because I said bad things about Trump. But anyway, Canada is standing with you guys today for your hands-off rally all across all 50 states. Oh, I'm so proud of all of you, and I wish I could be there. We're holding a few ourselves here, too. But if you're new here, give us a thumbs up. Thumbs it up. Yeah, give us a subscribe. Share my videos. And my hangers on? I have the best hangers on all of YouTube. I really do. So, mwah. And all of you that are out there protesting today, woohoo! Nana loves you to death. Let's get into what I'm doing today. I felt a little nostalgic last night, and I decided to watch some Kamala Harris campaign videos. Warmed my heart. You know, it's okay to look back at things that might have been, because they just might be again. Just saying. Now, I know that most of America wanted a nice, kind, caring, loving mom. But what they ended up with was an abusive, deadbeat dad. That's what they got. Now, do you remember it was just 4 short months ago, when America got along with all of its allies? Remember that? From 2021 to 2024, well, January 2025, things were going pretty good. There was a lot of good things happening in the United States. Joe Biden pulled everybody out of that friggin' slump that Trump dragged everybody in, told lies about. Now they're believing it. But do you remember on Joe Biden and Kamala's campaign, remember their promises that they made? Everything they told us was going to happen under the Trump regime is happening now, and it's happening even faster than even they thought was possible. After, at her debate with the menopause moose knuckle, remember that? She told America on September 10th, 2024, Goldman Sachs said Trump's plan would make the economy worse, mine would strengthen it. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation by the middle of next year, only took 10 weeks, and it would invite a recession. You just have to look at where we are now and where we stand on issues, and I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you. CNN said after Trump inherited a bull market from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, Trump crashed it. It's now down 15% in 3 days, to the point of being a bear market, which is not a good thing globally. The only other modern president to tank the stock market that bad was George W. Bush in 2001, where the market dropped 18%. And don't just say, oh, it was 9/11. No. No. It was other things, and he did nothing to improve that. That would be 2 Republican presidents in a row. These two on their own screwed the S&P 500 so hard. Nobody has done that since the inception of the S&P 500, since 1957, when it came about. We are now where we are. Mary Trump on her podcast the other night, I like watching her. I like it because she knows the ins and outs of that freaked out friggin' mind of his. Trump said, if Kamala wins, you are 3 days away from the start of a 1929-style economic depression. If I win, you are 3 days away from the best jobs, the best paychecks, and the brightest economic future the world has ever seen. He put that up on X at 1:23 a.m. November 3rd, 2024. 64.3 million people saw it and believed it, obviously. And I don't think he wrote that text himself because there was nothing that was in all caps, just saying. At her DNC acceptance speech, Kamala said, "The consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious." And why is it that they don't trust women to be president of the United States? Now, when you consider who Trump has chosen as Attorney General, Secretary of Homeland Security, White House Chief of Staff, Director of National Intelligence, sweet Jesus, you know Republicans are not serious about your safety or your security. It was Joe and Kamala that got rid of junk fees on banks. Joe and Kamala did that. Most of the fees that banks charge are astronomical. You were paying $35 a month. Joe and Kamala got that down to $5 a month, less than a cup of coffee. Trump didn't think you deserved that, so he scrapped that, and now you're paying over $35 an hour for bank fees. Joe and Kamala worked for months, and I mean months, behind the scenes. Nobody knew about this, to make the largest prisoner swap in decades. Joe and Kamala worked to free Paul Whelan, Evan Gershkovich, and 14 other detainees from around the world from Russian and Belarusian prisons. And of course, Trump and J.D. Vance took credit for it. This was August last year, and they took the credit by saying that it only happened because Putin was afraid of Trump. Really? Yeah, that's what they said. So they took credit for that. Didn't matter that it was the United States, Poland, Germany, Slovenia, Norway. Everybody was very instrumental in freeing these political prisoners, is what they were. Turkey served as a mediator, as they did with a few other things. Apparently, they're good at it. Other things, not so much. So, if Kamala had won, Roe v. Wade would be codified now. She knew what was going to happen, and everything she warned you about is now coming true. It has come to pass. You know, they were saying that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's stupid. She doesn't have any experience. She had more experience than Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and J.D. Vance combined. She had over 20 years of public service in law. She first served as a prosecutor. Then she was elected district attorney. Then she was elected as Attorney General of California. And then she was elected as a U.S. Senator. And then chosen to be Joe Biden's running mate and became Vice President of the United States. There was no DEI in there. People voted for her. For her. In those roles, she said, I took on predators of all kinds. Predators who abuse women, like Mango Moose Knuckle. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers, Trump University. Scammers who broke the rules for personal gain. 34 counts of fraud. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And did she ever? Kamala fought for paid leave, affordable childcare, and affordable health care. Trump and Elon are trying to get rid of Obamacare. It's really the Affordable Care Act, but because Obama put it in, it's Obamacare. And all them MAGA minions out there said, oh yeah, we can get rid of Obamacare, just keep affordable care. Because they're stupid. Just saying. And he scrapped the bill to lower prescription drugs. Yeah, he scrapped the bill to lower the price of prescription drugs, especially the insulin one, $35 a month instead of $700 a month. Now that's what they're paying again because of that asshole. He declined to make the child tax benefit available to the lowest income families and people with no income, and gave it to middle class families and everybody else. When Trump was asked directly by a panel on one of these friggin' tours he had, by the way, cheers, dears, with you in solidarity, like I said. He was asked by a panel member on a stage what he would do to lower the cost of childcare. And he said, oh, yes, childcare, very important. Yep, childcare is important. We all need it. We all need it. And then that was all he said. And he just pivoted and continued on with tariffs and energy for some reason. If we fix energy, I guess childcare will be fixed too. He has no fucking clue. So when he took office, he cut the Head Start program, childcare development and block grants, and said family policies were not high on his list because his family is filthy fucking rich and doesn't need it. That's all. Me, and oh God, me. Kamala, as Attorney General, went after price-fixing schemes and won in California. And she would have gone after corporations who were price gouging people in grocery stores. And she was going to go after the corporations and landlords who unfairly raise rents on working families. She would have taken on Big Pharma and got lowered prescription drug prices and capped them for all Americans. She was going to get home care for your elderly parents, disabled vets. She was going to get that for you. But you didn't see that. You just believed the lies. Kamala would have put you, the middle class, and working families first. Donald Trump and Elon, they're only there for the multimillionaires and billionaires who can pay him by buying citizenships for $5 million. They asked him, does that include Russian oligarchs? He said, sure, why not? If you got $5 million, you can do this. And he said he was the first one to buy that gold card. It's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket thing. Holding it up with his picture on it, of course. He said he was the first one to buy it. Why? Does he need citizenship? Where's he going? Just ask him. On those cheap, ugly little plastic cards. Ooh, $5 million. It's gold. It's gold. No, it feckin' isn't. It's cheap goddamn plastic. She told you about Project 25 and Trump's plan to give tax breaks to billionaires. Well, guess what? The new budget that they're arguing for on the floor right now is $4.5 trillion in tax cuts only to the top 0.1%. And that does not include YOU MAGA minions. It doesn't. You thought it did. Joke's on you. Kamala said that he would surrender the fight on the climate change and climate crisis. Trump said it was a hoax, and he rolled back hundreds of EPA health and safety regulations, allowing oil and gas to pollute at will, so poisoning water and land and the air. On immigration, Joe and Kamala got those numbers of people crossing illegal down by 70%, below what even Trump had during season 1. Kamala, as a prosecutor of a border state, went after the gangs and cartels and won time and time again. And she would have done it as vice president, as president as well. As VP, she went to the Mexican president and got cooperation to stop folks from entering the United States southern border from Mexico. And she had Mexico go to their southern border and start processing asylum claims and process them through their country first, because you have to land in a country first and claim asylum or whatever there first before you can carry on. She also went to Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, and Nicaragua and helped set up an application process to cut down on the criminals gaining entry and slowing the number of coyotes trafficking humans through jungles, treacherous terrain with women and small children, making them pay thousands of dollars for a chance at a better life. She also got these Latin American countries to help arrange passports for these people so they could buy a plane ticket to the United States instead of paying these coyotes all this money and making them rich. They would have been safer. But no, you wanted him. Trump has televised raids with him, Tom Hobag there, bringing along people like Dr. Phil. Are you kidding me? Dr. Phil and fake Barbie cosplay puppy and goat killer. Christy, I screw around on my husband with a wife beater, Corey Lewandowski. Noam saying that she's coming for all you dirtbags out there, and posed in front of a packed prison cell in El Salvador where there's no women, and a packed cells with men in just boxer shorts. In a country that was paid over $6 million for just 147 detainees. Political prisoners is what they are. So migrants that weren't even from El Salvador are there for life. And apparently, they're having a hard time getting them back. One judge said, you get that guy back here by Monday, because you even said it was an administrative error. They better get back the rest of them too. And then, not to be outdone, Alina feckin' Haba, she makes me twitch, that one, was appointed as the interim state attorney general of New Jersey. Her husband had a parking garage, and she did all the claims for, I don't know, scratch and dent claims, whatever, and decided that she would start hanging out at Bedminster, got a little, started golfing there, flitting around in her little short skirt, low V-neck tops and stuff, and seeing Trump and fawning all over him so he'd get to know her, and she'd go and do little favors. The favors she did was get the Trump face catalog, and then she's on her third face. I don't know why, because, she was a pretty good-looking girl before that. But no. Now she toes the slogans, and she bends over backwards. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Pam feckin' Bondi was the one that swore her in. God, I hope a Democrat wins New Jersey. The governor's race is starting up. Oh, Lord, Diane Henry, please. She toes the slogans, bends over backwards, and spouts the lies, because now she's part of New Jersey, about crime in Newark and Camden. Did you know Camden has the lowest crime rate of almost any city in United States? And Newark is down to 46% on violent crime. And no, apparently, according to the mayor of Newark, there are no MS-13 gangs running rampant like she said to us. And of course, she had to dress up in her little cosplay uniform because she was jealous of Christy Goat Killer in the U.S. Marshal ball cap and her little body armor vest and everything, with her tight friggin' leggings and her Doc Martens on. Please. And sitting there mugging for the camera saying, we're arresting gangbangers. They didn't even vet the guy. I'm pretty sure that they don't know who he is, and neither does she, and she don't give a shit. She never even tried a friggin' real case in a federal court, ever. She's been in municipal courts, that's all. She went to federal court with him, but didn't know what the hell she was talking about. She was friggin' told what was going on. So yeah, I will always wonder what you guys didn't get. Now, MAGA are the ones that are bawling and crying because Trump is screwing them over, along with all the rest of the very good people of the United States of America. And don't forget, the United States will be great again. Just have to move a couple people out of the way. Good luck on your protest. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid, please. Don't get into fights and all the rest of the stuff and give them something to talk about. Please don't do that. Peaceful protests, that's what we want. And that's what we want in Canada too. So, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Take care of you first. Be safe. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe.